AP Chemistry, this is memorization part 4 of 5. Well, hopefully you've endured the first 3 parts and you've gotten through my little stories that I tend to tell while I'm doing it. For this part, once I get rolling, I am not going to pause it all, so maybe you'll be happy that you can just try these on your own, pause where you want, and get them all right. A couple of notes before we begin. Some of this is redundant when we talk about some of the strong acids and strong bases. You may have seen these before. For memorization of solubility, note that you do not have to know the exceptions. AP Chemistry does not require it. You could anyhow learn these things and be well served, but I generally recommend if you don't need to memorize it, don't do it. Final thing we're going to say before we begin is that if you prefer, there are PowerPoint links on these videos that you can find below the video itself, and you could just scroll through them like I'm doing from this PowerPoint slide. Chemistry instructors, if you have the original PowerPoint, you can modify this as you like. Ready? Let's begin. 6 strong acids include hydrochloric, hydrobromic, hydriodic, nitric, perchloric, and sulfuric. Strong bases include the group 1s, such as sodium hydroxide. It also includes the group 2 barium hydroxide and its hydrates, as well as the obscure strontium hydroxide. There's some obscure memorization there. Are the group 2 hydroxides strong or weak? Well, they are weak until you get to strontium, then they go strong. Let's know some soluble cations without getting into too much detail. The group 1 cations, as well as ammonium, are always soluble. Which anions are always soluble? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is nitrate. Are sulfates soluble? I oftentimes forget that. The answer is yeah, until you get down to calcium, strontium, barium, and lead. So those are the only exceptions. So I would say, if you don't need to know the exceptions, say yes. And really, I mean, calcium, strontium, barium, lead, those tend to be insoluble. The chlorides and bromides and iodides are soluble with a couple of exceptions. Are the carbonates, sulfides, or phosphates generally soluble? No, they are not. Chalk is not soluble. Some exceptions. Are metal hydroxides and oxides soluble? So like, lithium hydroxide? Well, no, but the group 1s are always soluble. The group 2s are always soluble, so those are the exceptions, if you will. But in general, the other ones are insoluble. And that's AP Chemistry Memorization, Part 4 of 5.